Yep. David, we got audio?
On the day we were supposed to be leaving, and now we're not. But it's on? Nobody's there yet? No. Jason's there?
You got audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just wait a minute or three. Does yours say noon?
Mm-hmm.
Noon? Okay. Well, we're going to get started because even if they aren't on here now, Lindsay could put it up on YouTube later and people can watch it when they're available. So this week, we're going to talk about our tent, our overlanding stuff. We've been overlanding for a little while now.
About 30 some years before it was cool. We used to call it car camping.
It's not 30 years. We're not that old. We're not old enough. No, I'm not. So, a couple things we've learned. Pluses and minuses. Obviously, you can see behind us, we have a rooftop tent. This is, I don't know how many rooftop tents we've had. Yeah, okay, and he still wants another one. So we've had some rooftop tents experience in our time. This one, I actually like this rooftop tent.
Yeah, it's a good tent.
A few little quirks and things that we've kind of worked out that we like. Oh, one thing I was going to get out.
They're already in.
No.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. You didn't read my mind. This stuff has made me like our rooftop tent a whole lot more. So, ours, you see this stuff? This is called zipper loop. Our tent, fold it up, strap it all down, blah, 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 and then you zip this cover around. And if you've had any experience being in any western state of all,
Dust. Lots of it.
and that zipper gets to be the struggle. But you put a little this zipper lube on there, and it was Justin, who owns 230, who told me, you gotta get you some zipper lube, mate. And the lube actually really, really works. If you have any zippers, Beth borrowed it for her shower surround thing, because that was getting hard to close. This stuff really, really works. Put it on there when it's closed before you open it, and it helps you open and shut it. And you might have to do it like every time, depending on what dusty situation you're in. When we go to one that's
Fall adventure will be 5 days of dust.
I have to order some more of this on Amazon before that. So, one thing I want to show you, a couple things I want to show you. So, if my trusty camera assistant will come this way, walk this way. Some things we've done for ours.
So the worst part of a rooftop tent is the zipper.
Yep.
Part of what makes the zipper a nightmare is when they come out of the box from wherever they come from, China, those guys are packaging engineers. Everything's all, you've opened stuff, and once you take it out of the box, you can never put it back in again. So all of that's compressed, and on the sides here, we've modified it, but as they come out of the box, you have these straps on both sides of the tent that feed up. Actually, that side feeds up because this side goes over, up through a loop, and it comes down. You just Velcro it. Well, I don't know what's in Chinese Velcro, but it sucks. They don't hold. It doesn't last. We went Labor Day, and
Might as well not have even had
it wouldn't do anything.
They wouldn't even hold.
So now, instead of the top and the bottom being parallel, it's like this.
You can't cinch it.
But this is the end that the zipper has to come around, so it's pulling on the cover, putting tension in the zipper, and the zipper won't is a mother.
Making it
it's just
more of a pain.
burn it, go back to a ground tent, I'm over it. or the hard-sided tent that I really want. But anyway, so in the interim, we decided to take all the Velcro off, and Brian from CMM, him and I talked about it at length somewhere on the North Rim, because he was complaining, because him and Jill are struggling to get theirs, and we're struggling to get ours because of this zipper deal, right? So it was probably after a bourbon. I said, why don't we eliminate the Velcro and use like backpack buckles, the top, whatever, I'm sure the seamstress has a technical term, but I call them backpack buckles. So this weekend, Mary whipped up some new straps with buckles. Brian had sent me these a while ago, got rid of the little plastic cleats that hold these on, and of course Brian went overboard and fully CNC machined aluminum parts, which are really cool. So we changed all them out, put these buckles on, so now when you close the tent, you can put a little pressure on the tent, clip the buckle, pull the strap, cinch it down so it holds the top and bottom parallel again, and lo and behold, the zipper works without so much struggle.
The tent only came with 2 on each side.
Right.
It didn't have any buckles.
You know, and they have
on
these
this front.
rain fly deals that you pull down, so when the water, it'll run off, but when you store it, these are up, right?
Yep.
Like so, and then the strap, so all of this material is now held, because there's one top and one bottom, you know, it's on both sides, that holds all this material out of the zipper area. Well, without the Velcro straps working, this is all sagging, all this stuff is getting caught in the zipper. Now it just zips up. Well, then we added the extras, because there are none
nothing there holding it
on this end. So you always had a struggle with this. So now these more or less just hold the flaps up to keep the stuff out of the zipper. Zipper goes zip.
So another thing, whenever you get in the tent, I was going to leave one out, but I'll get it here. So you get in the tent, got your pillow way up there. What do you do with your shoes so you don't get your bedding all dirty? So 230 makes this really nice little bag, and it hangs on the bottom.
So it feeds in the groove,
which
if I can see it.
Okay, that's fine and dandy. That works really good.
Okay.
Nice big bag, waterproof, because depending which way the rain is, your stuff's gonna get wet. So I said, I think we need them inside. Do you have a flashlight? Because
Somewhere.
for one, when I'm sitting on the edge, I can do it, but I'm leaning down to try to get it in my shoes because they're a pretty deep bag. I feel like they will fall out. That's not very handy. So for 2, so same kind of thing. I went home, thought about it a little bit, made a strap on the back. And now, as we can see, if Lindsay wants to give me the camera, I'll do it. So what I did is just strapped it. Oh, I can't tell what I'm seeing. Here we go. Strapped it onto that pole that's right here by our, when we crawl in. So now we can put our shoes in there and put tomorrow's clothes in there or whatever. And now nothing's at our feet, because that's the problem we had was, well, everything's at your feet. If you leave it unzipped, you're kicking stuff out, you know, when it's hot. Now this trip, we probably won't have it unzipped because it's probably going to be raining. But we won't have to worry about anything getting wet because the bags are going to go inside and they'll fold up just fine inside the tent. And everything will be great. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, sleeping bags. We've found this one. It wasn't cheap, but this bag can stay right in our tent and fold up. We don't have to take it out. And that makes setup and take down one step easier, and one less thing in the back of the truck. Because usually on our trips, I end up being the one setting up the tent while Bob and Chris are setting up
The kitchen.
and I usually make them help fold it up, and then I'm zipping it and everything. So the goal was to make things easier for Mary, and I think we've accomplished that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Another new thing for this trip was you added
Yep,
one
I
more
now
box.
have, we built this. If anybody's interested, we have all the drawings. We make this tray system. If you obviously have to have an RLD, and they're tight. I still missed them my hole. Bitch. These were an afterthought because if you don't pin them in place, go off camber, they come all the way out here and then they block the latch. So figured that out the hard way on the first trip. So now we put a pin in them. But these boxes will just come right out. Set them on the ground, set them on your tables, whatever. And we have all our kitchen in here. Pots, pans, seasonings. These two in the back are the pantry, dry goods, canned goods, breads, whatever we're hauling.
There's one more new thing for this trip that I forgot about.
What's that?
Your walls for the
Oh yeah, we got the,
can.
which will probably come in handy on this next trip. It's gonna be soggy. We're going to the North Woods. So we'll be up in the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, for those that don't know what the UP is. In the fall, it can be a little wet. So we will,
Rained last year.
a little bit, nothing crazy, but it did rain.
Yeah,
So we have the 23-0 Peregrine 270 awning. And then Justin released a set of walls for it. So that awning, it's hard to tell in here because I can't set it up, it's so big. But it starts, I don't know, here-ish,
on the driver's
comes
side,
out,
this thing for us.
and then parallels the truck,
We go back around.
and then 45 to a point and 45 back to the other corner. So basically I'm the wall. This will all be enclosed if we have really inclement weather,
So we can have a dry kitchen.
so we can keep our kitchen dry. So that's new for this trip.
So we weren't here last TNT Tuesday.
No, we were up in up
got
around
missed.
Yellowstone.
Because it was the Tuesday after Labor Day, and everybody forgot it was Tuesday, thinking it was Monday. So we didn't have a TNT Tuesday.
No.
So
And Mary and I were on a 7-mile hike in the middle of absolute nowhere in Yellowstone Park.
yeah, that was a little more than expected, but that's okay. Nobody died. We're
No,
good.
nobody died. Didn't get tossed by a buffalo. We saw several.
But while we were on that trip, we went with a few people at the beginning and a few less at the end. And anyways, it was warm enough. We actually used our shower
Yeah.
on this trip. The water was hot because the tank is black. The
Yep.
water was perfect. It wasn't hot and wasn't cold. It was perfect. And the showers around were wonderful. Again, after I was in the lake for a little bit and then got out and stuff. So I don't know about this next trip. It's cold, that cold out.
You'll be
Oh,
all right.
no, I'm gonna be wimpy, but
Or
we'll see.
stinky, one or the other.
Yeah, I'll be stinky and you'll have to sit by me. That's how it is. But we'll be all over the lakes, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be around
We're
one
camping
lake.
4 nights on the Great Lakes on the beach, 3 nights on Superior, 1 night on Huron. We end up on Drummond Island where we'll actually do some wheeling.
Oh yeah, that.
The first part of the week's pretty easy. There's nothing really in the UP. No rock crawling or nothing crazy. Mud, but it's just the name of the game. But the whole point is to go see the fall colors. We've been getting some spy photos from up there. They're starting to change. So we're a little behind the 8 ball this year. I don't think we're going to have major color, but we'll have some.
Oh, it might be perfect time.
Yeah, you never know.
It's just starting, and we
right.
last year we didn't have a lot of color either.
No, it needs a
But
good
it was
freeze.
warm. It was
Needs a
warm.
good freeze to kick
is
the
anybody
trees
on
in.
here? Do we need any questions, any comments? No, everybody's good.
So, and then we're gonna, after the trip, come across the big bridge into the mainland Michigan, go see
My sister?
Mary's
Her
sister and her son. And then we're gonna take the ferry from Ludington to Manitowoc across Lake Michigan. So we'll see how Mary does with that. Her and boats don't get along. So
Maybe I should go to the doctor before I leave, get some super duper Dramamine or something.
yeah.
You made it?
And then we'll stop and see my mom for a couple days, catch up with her, and then
My family.
back here and get ready for fall adventure. 'Cause this year fall adventure is a big trip. We're technically overbooked, but that's all right. We'll make it work. So.
Then it's going to be November, and we don't have to go anywhere, hopefully.
And as of this morning, if you snoozed, you losed. It's not proper English, but it rhymes. El Camino del Diablo is sold out as of this morning for January.
You just put it up a couple days ago.
Yeah, about a week ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that's first trip in.
so you got to pay attention if you want to go on a trip. www.forexploring.com. We have the March trip is up. I will be working on spring and Northwoods for next year, or those are the two next ones that are coming. So we should have the full schedule up no later than Thanksgiving. But we wanted to get the January and March one up as soon as possible because of people needing to plan vacation. And you can plan that vacation, but it's sold out. I can put you on a waiting list.
Another thing that's happening in October is we're going to have a new tech. I'm excited about that. I texted him this morning. He's getting things wrapped up
Good.
at his current position, and he's excited. He said he's excited to be starting with us. So
Good.
we'll introduce you guys to him in October.
Got the Safari LJ running again this morning.
Yes, that's
So-
wonderful. Did you even talk to Chris about that
I've
yet?
been texting him a little bit. So,
Okay. Yay. Minor fix,
yeah, thankfully.
thankfully. Yes. And Russell's LJ is all
Yeah,
done?
Mojave LJ's here.
Yep, we got both of them.
We got some warranty. Got a Gale Banks header that's split, so we're working with Banks to get a replacement. But other than that, all the things that he
ready.
brought it for are done.
Okay. Good.
Dan will be here in the morning to pick up
We'll
the
still be
Willys
here now.
Overlander.
That's a bonus.
So,
What time he gets here?
yeah, I don't know. He's
Okay.
leaving Twin Cities at dark 30 and flying, so
You know, when you're the owner, sometimes your plans have to change due to your business. So we were supposed to leave as soon as this is over, but
right.
we're now not going to leave till Thursday night.
Yep.
Thursday after work, which will
So-
work out great.
Cindy, if you're watching, we will be late, but
had-
Chris and Beth will be there to represent.
Some emergencies came up, and
So-
that's the joy of being the owner.
Yep. So adapt and improvise and
Yep.
overcome.
Yep, it is what it is. So that's about it in a nutshell. Anything else? Anybody think of? No.
Is there still talk of Moab in October?
Well, for Jason and I, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanner was supposed to come out early. Well, he was going to come out like this week or maybe even next week, but he did get COVID, and so he's recouping. So he's going to wait a little bit. He is going to come out in October, but I don't think he's going to come as early as some of his buddies and you guys were going to go. And
No, I'm planning a totally different trip.
Okay, you're going to do different.
Not,
Jason and Lindsay. are
not
going.
waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jason and I, the kids have a 4-day weekend at the end of October.
End of October.
Well, actually,
Okay.
it's like almost a 5-day weekend.
Okay.
So we were thinking
Yep.
That's
end
a good
of
time.
October, right around Halloween. Come back.
October is an
Come back
awesome
the
time to go to
30th.
Moab.
Yeah.
Love Moab
Even
then.
if it's just us.
Good. All right, with that, do
Yep.
we have anything else?
Lunch.
No? Lunch, okay, we're good. Tune in next week.
Not sure what's happening because we'll be in the middle of the UP with no
Yeah,
service.
there's really no
So,
service up there.
I don't know. We're going east this year, so we'll play it by ear. But don't count on seeing us, Jason
Jason
Lindsay
will
will
be here,
pick up the-
Tanner, or somebody.
Right.
Somebody will be here. Not us though. Thank you.